All right, how you doing here? Late night video. Let me know what you think here. Like, share, subscribe. Cash App $Winston Spivey. So, some of the stuff that I might tell you, it may shock you. Some of it may offend you. Some of it is really no shock, and some of it you guys may feel as though it's just a normal thing. This is the more as I hear about stuff like this, all becomes normal. As I'm saying, in a way, is just a part of sexual life, although it's not normal. Maybe because of my upbringing and my beliefs and things of that nature. But you could take it the way you want to take it because these alternative behaviors, it does cause a lot of confusion. So we're going to get into it. The legendary Tupac. One of the most legendary rappers, if not the most at all time. Actually, Tupac was, I believe, one of the first rapper to rap and to try to get into acting and that kind of thing. And I think that he would have done a very good job, had he not got his life cut short. And at one time, the Tupac had the most records sold before Eminem broke that. I don't know, 20 years ago. Very iconic. So you probably have to put him maybe your all-time, I want to say top 5, let's say top 10, arguably top 5. I respect his craft, very smart, articulate. I think that he had activism skills and things of that nature. But the Tupac that you knew at the time, like when I were younger or people at my age, okay, like I'm 54, that knew back in, I don't know 30 years ago, okay, wasn't the Tupac that the people knew of when he was in going to high school of the Baltimore Arts. So his name is, let me see here, Jeff Goldblum. And he wrote a book. What was that book called? All Eyes on Me. I believe it was All Eyes on Me. Okay. And it came out. It's been out, I don't know, about 2 months now. So, yep, it's out. And this book comes from years of research, okay? Going back, digging through classmates. So he's got this back by 700 classmates that, himself and Tupac went to school with. So I guess apparently they both graduated around the same year, 89 or 90, something like that. So I understand the Baltimore Arts is very prestigious school there. I know Jada Pinkett went to that school, okay? And I believe Jada Pinkett was at that school present at the time Tupac was there. She had mentioned that, okay? He had also mentioned first and foremost that is backed up, and he mentioned the song when he came out, Brenda Had a Baby. I remember that song came out, okay, and wondering who this Tupac guy is. Actually, it talked about him having a baby at that time or whatever. And I believe that's his daughter, okay? But let's call a spade, because it has attested, and through his classmates, that this guy was a very artsy, articulate, experimental man. And he said that in that school, that's the way that they got down. And, it's one of the things that, the people will look at it as something that's not normal. But, but it is normal in the school because, just that alternative style. And maybe they was able to get away with it because of the school. Although I'm pretty sure they had a conservative spirit. But anyway, look, he attests that there was days when he walked around, Tupac walked around that school with cheerleader dresses on, nail polish, doggone like peroxide dye in his hair. But we did that. We used to have the Adidas patch or Puma patch or whatever back in the day. But that was it. I didn't rock one, but I had some friends that had that back in the day. Yeah, that's the way that, he would dress. He would have nail polish on, eyeliner, and I guess the stuff, mascara that they put like on your eyelids and that kind of thing. All right. And they claim that's the way that he was, rocking from time to time. Now, they had pictures of him back then that he had regular clothes on and dressed like, like a boy should have dressed at the time. This was 88, 89. So he was like 16, 17. But, I haven't seen any pictures of it, but this is what all these doggone classmates had claimed. I guess they had a spirit week one week. This is what Mr. Goldblum had attested, right? And he came in this doggone blue. This Tupac is blue, red cheerleader skirt, okay? Nail polish, that kind of thing, makeup, the whole nine, all right? And it was a couple of girls, it was like 3 of them that he attests was all like, man, who is this fool or whatever walking down the cafeteria? Because he went in the cafeteria and walked prancing through the hallway like that. And they're like, what the heck is he smoking? And things of that nature. Okay? I mean, they thought it was weird. Some people are going to think this is weird. Okay? But as, let's see here, Goldblum says that, that Pac was very, very expressive. Some of those kids in there were very, very expressive about the way that they dress. I guess apparently the people did not, some people did not agree with it. There was another guy too. I know his name was Seth, I believe. Let me see here. Seth Bloom, I believe. That was his name. He was a gay theater student. And he attests that he knew Tupac and they were friends, and there were times where I guess they'll have parties and things like that where they be boys and all that. And he will go up to this guy, give him a kiss, and kind of hold his hand or whatever and press on his lips for like 3 seconds, that kind of thing. All right. This is what, this guy is attesting with Tupac, what he was doing and all this. Oh, and by the way, there's also a contribution from Tupac's sister. I didn't know he had a sister. I knew he had a brother, but I didn't know that he had a sister. I believe her name is Shakur. Oh, and you can find this article in allhiphop.com. I read it online, so you can find it on the web. I think there's a couple other articles on this, and Ticket TV's also talked about it earlier today. Okay, so for your reading or viewing pleasure yourself. So that's what basically was talked about, that kind of stuff. So it makes me realize or whatever that damn, I heard some allegations, but it seemed like there were like more taboo, like in more recent times at the time that he lived, he lived before, I don't know, a few years before his death, and then how he was in high school. I'm like, man, this dude is like, he's just like nothing like he was. And also when he was in high school, and also that this guy, the author, had claimed that they had the ability to adapt, whether he had money or whether he was poor and things like that, when he left school and went to, out to California, because he had family out there or whatever to help him boost his rap career and that kind of thing. So, yeah. But this goes to show that things ain't always what it cracked up to be, that hardcore gangster stuff or whatever, okay, that it seemed like it's fairly indicative. What say of you? All these, this guy that's making this, done years of research, 700 people, okay, had made, contributed to this book, and his sister. Everybody can't be lying, all right? And you can't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'm just giving you the news. I'm just maybe give you my opinion and things of that nature. And also, they got to tell you, this is not the first time I've heard anything, these allegations. It comes to my understanding, before I got into making content, right? All right, that we had a podcast I was listening to about Tupac and these guys, these rappers that were, GAY and that kind of thing. And I heard a podcast that went on record to say back in the days or whatever, okay, where, when he was with Death Row, then, he had allegedly Pac and Snoop were lovers. Okay, you could see a picture where Pac is like laid, in a compromising position. They had clothes on with another man in bed or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just propped up. All right, now, they weren't laying down like in a horizontal position, okay? And no, that doesn't mean that they gay or whatever, but, I'm just thinking, when you look at a picture like that, for some people, that's what it probably may constitute or whatever. That's what it makes people wonder for the most part. Okay? Now, I know this is news that you don't really want to hear, but you also have to look to this is Hollywood. And Pac ain't the only one. We have others or whatever that I've talked about. And this type of stuff does causes confusion. The type, that they live this type of lifestyle, get married, and then turn around and have a lot of kids and things of that nature for many of these guys. Okay? It does cause confusion. So let me know what you think. I'll just say, hey, you know what? I'm just, giving you news and gave you my opinion, my reaction. Check the video out for yourself or the article, and have a good night. I got more content coming.